All right, Sabres Flyers Game 1 podcast. I guess WGR is doing their post game till midnight tonight, so I will try and slide this in during a break here real quick. And it's going to be a little tough because ESPN has not totaled up the stats correctly. I'm looking at the Flyers leading in shots on goal 1-0 for the entire game, which I don't think is true. But yeah, here we go. I thought it was a very cautious game to start. It seemed like neither team really took many chances in the first period. There was a lot of just dumping in the puck and making sure if you can't recover it that you've got an extra guy back versus whoever they're bringing in. And yeah, it certainly played out that way for pretty much most of the game. Not a lot of odd man rushes at all. Very, very safe hockey. Which brings me to my next point, I guess, that being the officiating. And I don't think I want to make this just a Sabres specific comment. Watching all the pretty much, I think I've watched time of all the games that have been played so far, and a lot of them have had 0-0, 1-0 scores deep into the game, and I think that is a product of the just god-awful officiating all around. I've said in the past that the teams that succeed in the playoffs are the teams that are the best at hooking and interfering and getting away with it, and that's certainly proved to be pretty accurate so far. Yeah, the Sabres and tonight was no different. There was just interference all over the place. Just calls being let go everywhere, both sides too. I mean, I think it was a little bit lopsided in favor of Philly, maybe not as much as everyone else thinks. I certainly saw Sabres infractions that went uncalled. Slash by Gerbe comes to mind. Little bit of interference, picks being set, whatever. Yeah, so I guess the new NHL is not only dead and buried, but the body's been exhumed and had a stake driven through his chest just to make sure. We haven't seen this wide open style that the NHL promised probably since halfway through the 06-07 season. It just continues to get worse and worse, and that's bad for the league. And yeah, fuck them, they're idiots for letting that happen. Call interference, guys. Come on. Moving on to my 3 stars. I think the first star of the night's pretty obvious. Philadelphia media be damned. It's not James Van Riemsdyk. It's Ryan Miller. You have a goalie stop 30-plus shots in the playoffs for a shutout. I think you give him first star regardless. Not a whole lot of wow saves, but a lot of really good reads on the puck by Miller. And if you can do that, then you don't need to make the wow saves. And that's good to see. I'd rather see that than these spectacular saves. And second star, I'll give it to the man with the game-winning goal, Patrick Kaleta. Just great effort driving to the net. Just a real good game of hockey from Kaleta, tied with Myers and Greer for the team lead in hits with 5. Made his presence felt without being a hindrance, without taking penalties. And yeah, just great to see him back and playing very well like that. Third star is tough. There are a lot of guys that probably could take credit for it. I think that I'm going to split it between 3 or 4 guys. I'll just run down the list here real quick. Tim Connolly, great game by Tim Connolly. Probably the best game he's played all year without showing up on the score sheet. Great penalty killer. Only had 1 giveaway. 2 shots on goal. Most importantly, aside from the penalty kill time, is he was 11-7 at the faceoff dot. And we need a couple skill forwards to step up and win key faceoffs if we want to be successful at all in the playoffs. And it seems like Connolly's gotten better and better in the faceoff circle as the years worn on, and certainly showed that tonight. So just was just a great all-around game by Tim Connolly. Paul Gaustad just had a monster of a game. He led all forwards in shorthanded time with 5 minutes 21 seconds, which is just incredible. And the Flyers were 0 for 5 on a power play, and that's a big part of the win tonight. So Gaustad definitely takes a share of that third star. Nathan Gerbe, just a great effort towards the end of the game to break up any opportunities whatsoever that Philly had to bring the puck in that final minute and get any chances. Thought he had an empty netter there. Thought he had another empty netter, but certainly take that hard work, and he made the last minute of the game very, very boring. And when we're winning, we like it when the last minute of the game is very, very boring. So good on Nathan Gerbe. Chris Butler, who I thought had the best game among the Sabres defensemen. It looks like Lindy Ruff felt that way as well. He led the team in ice time. He led the team in shorthanded ice time. He had 4 hits to go with his great defensive play. Just great to see him stepping up in the absence of guys like Leopold and Sekera. And I think I will chop it off there, give those guys that third star. Yeah, awesome. Any win, I think, in the playoffs is awesome. And black holes. I will give the first black hole to the officiating, and I will give the rest of the black holes to nobody, because we don't give those out in a shutout. So there you go. Next up, Saturday, 5 p.m. in Philadelphia, Game 2. Hopefully the Sabres can continue to roll, play another great road game, bring a bit more scoring, and head back to Buffalo up 2-0. Geez, that'd make for a hell of a plaza atmosphere. But even so, even if Philly brings it in Game 2, and the Sabres head back tied at 1-1. That's not exactly a bad place to be either, maintaining the home field advantage. And it's looking pretty good for the Sabres. Anything else to talk about? Yeah, I think another thing that I think bodes well for the team is we won this game without, a lot of people would say we won it without our top guys playing well. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think we won it without our top guys playing, period, because of the penalties. Just looking down the list, out of the top 6, you got a lot of guys that don't kill penalties, so they don't see the ice. Boys didn't have a lot of ice time, 15:46. Ennis was just over 13 minutes. Gerbe just over 12 minutes. Vanek 13.5 minutes. Even Stafford, who does get shorthanded time, was in at 16:50. So hopefully we get a game here where those guys can get rolling. And I thought we saw some flashes of great play from the Connolly line. So I would look for that one to show up big. And I've talked too much, so that will be all. See you Saturday.